it's Joe Dibley from Frock Talk Television. Frock Talk Television segment today really features one of our very own unsung everyday heroes. And what I mean by that is someone who is a change agent in the world who's done amazing things, you know, whether it's pioneered some sort of change. They're doing something with their life that means and makes a difference. It's purposeful, it's purposefully, and they are igniting and inspiring as you meet them. So I am so excited today to be featuring our guest speaker, Kucki Low, who is someone who right from the get-go when I met her inspired me to the point where I was like, this woman, I've got to get to know her. So I'm honored that she is one of our guests on Frock Talk Television today. And without further ado, I'm going to bring Kucki on right now to share with you, just by starting to say, what ignites you, Kucki? What gets you going? So welcome, Kucki, and share a little bit about yourself.
Good morning, Joe, and thank you for having me on. What gets me excited? So many things get me excited about getting up in the morning, and I feel incredibly fortunate and blessed to feel that way. A long time ago, back in the 70s, I was fortunate enough to become the first female airline pilot and flight instructor in South Africa, which at the time was a big deal. But for me, what is really important is, what am I doing right now that really excites me, that juices me, that makes me want to get up in the morning and get going. And I think that's the same for everyone. And I always say that living your your dreams and your passion is not a luxury. It's actually something that you need to do. It's your gift to share with the world. And if you don't live your dreams, you will find, and I have certainly found that in stages in my life, that you become very dissatisfied. And you have this nagging desire inside of you that you shuffle down with busyness, and you suppress, and you start to become dissatisfied. And who is affected when you become dissatisfied are the people you love and care about. So to me, living your dreams, going for bigger and bigger and bigger dreams is what it's all about. And as I said, to me, that's not a luxury.
That's wonderful. You know, I totally agree. One of the things I know from talking to you, Kucki, is how you are so much about making sure you don't live the someday lifestyle. You don't live the, you know, maybe another time. This is what I've embraced since knowing you, is that you live that it's got to be, you know, if you've got a dream, live it today. Don't wait. So was there anything along your journey that could have derailed you? You know, give us an example of where you were, you know, you had a dream, but something could have caused you to go off track and not hit. I mean, to be the first South African female pilot, that's huge. That's just huge. So was there anything along the way that could have taken you off course?
Well, I think if you hear my story, I am probably the most unlikely person to have ever become the first female airline pilot in South Africa. I left school at 15 through circumstances outside of my control. When my father got ill, I ran our photography business. Both my parents passed away by the time I was 19, and I was qualified. I became qualified as a photographer, but really, I discovered my passion for flying when I went up for a late evening photo shoot, and we were flying into the sunset very low across the water, and I was just, every cell in my body became alive, and I just decided then and there, I'm going to drop photography and go with what really makes my heart sing, which was flying.
Wow.
I had no qualifications. It was back in the 70s, before internet. I didn't know what was required. All I had was a burning desire to follow my passion, and that's what set me on my journey. Wow. And what I did have, my mother passed away not having had the opportunity to live her dreams. And that gave me the determination to go after my dreams no matter what, and to succeed at them no matter what. However long it took, whatever it needs, I was going to do it. I failed hopelessly in my written exam the first time. I went, and I was devastated.
Yeah.
And that was a point in my life where I had to make a decision. Do I buy into my limiting beliefs, into my fears, or am I willing to step out of my comfort zone, to do what it takes, and to trust? And I say that because I believe that so strongly, that we are never, never, never given a dream or an opportunity without also having the ability inside of us to achieve it.
I so agree. And
it just means you have to step up to the plate. You have to do what it takes. It's not going to land in your lap. But I think that trust that has really, really, really helped me so much in all my endeavors.
Yes.
I wrote my book. This is Kucki, your pilot speaking. English isn't my first language. I've never written a book. My son used to say to me, "Oh, Mom, I wish you would write down your story. You've done such interesting things and you think so different to anybody else I know." And one morning I woke up and I always said, "No, I don't think I can. English isn't my first language. I wouldn't even know where to start." One morning I woke up and I decided, yep, I'm going to write my book. And I sat down, and it was the most cathartic and wonderfully joyous experience. I mean, I cried, tears would be running down my face and onto my keyboard, and my husband would walk in and say, "Oh, I don't want you to cry, come and go sailing with me." And I said, "I don't want to go sailing, I want to write, and I'm not sad, I'm just crying."
Yeah, I think that's amazing. And my feeling is if we've had to overcome things, that makes us stronger if we don't get derailed at the time. And certainly what you're talking about, the most unlikely, you had so many obstacles, so much was put in your path. Some people call that illusion, some people call it a test, but you found your way. You made you the priority in terms of doing what you needed to do with your life. And I think that's the miracle in itself, to say, if we have it. And I love when you say you don't believe that we're given a dream, that it's possible, that essentially it's possible if we decide to go for it. And I agree with you. It doesn't matter where you're from, it's where you're going, and to come from that place of joy, which I know you do. So Kucki, tell us a little bit about how important joy is in your life, like really embracing joy and understanding. Give us a short snippet on what joy really means to you, and how you use joy in your life to reach your dreams and excel, actually.
Well, first of all, for me, my joy is such a good indicator of whether I'm on the right path. And I think that your joy actually leads you to your passions, because that's your GSP to your passion and your gift to the world. So just like your dreams, I don't think are a luxury. Living your dreams is not a luxury. Living joyously is not a luxury. It's something that really is your gift. Because if you meet, think of somebody that you meet. Why are you attracted to them? Because they're exuberant. They are joyous. They love what they do, and that affects them. And unless you fill yourself up, and to me, that is doing whatever I can do to be joyous, whether that's doing yoga in the mornings, which I do every morning, meditation, reading my vision, things that make me joyous, that make me feel alive and good. And then I go out into the world and interact with people and I, try and be authentically who I am. But I am joyous myself, so it's very easy for me to make other people feel joyous, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And it is so contagious with you. There is a sense, and we hear that often. So if you're watching this right now and you're feeling like maybe there's something disconnected, if you don't have that sense of joy in your life, then it's very difficult to move towards your dreams, because when something comes up, we get stuck. We stop and we let that thing, interfere with where we're to go. And I know, Kucki, you and I have talked about there's a saying that says, "Oh, but what if I fail?" And my response is, and my response is, soar? What if you fly? And you exemplify that. You exemplify the fact that if you have a dream, have the faith, keep the faith, and move towards it. Don't live the someday, one day, maybe lifestyle. That's not living. And I love when you said it's, the joy is, it's almost a responsibility to find that so that we can do, right? Because if we're not living in joy, we can't deliver that either. So, Kucki, I am so thrilled. I'm so honored to have you on this segment of Frock Talk Television, and I thank you. Is there anything you'd like to leave the viewers with at this point?
Just to really believe that you are never, ever given a dream without also having, or an opportunity for that matter, without also having the ability inside of you to achieve it. So just go for it. And if I can do it, and I was, as I say, the most unlikely person to achieve some of my dreams, and even the dream I'm going over, I'm excited about now, which is so big. I don't have the qualifications. I did it, and we all have obstacles. So what? Just do it anyway, and make your life soar. Thanks.
I love that, and people can find you how?
On my website, kuckilow.com is the quickest way.
Awesome. And do you have a copy of your book there with you?
I do.
Can you show us that book? I'd love for people to get a visual. I know for me, I love to see. And just hold, look at, I can see that hottie on the cover. Still a hottie.
That's a 29-year-old version, and this is a 70 version of me.
Well, hey, it's a glimpse into the future. That's awesome. You are a star.
Age is just a number. It's how excited about life you are. That's important.
Oh, totally. I 100% agree. And again, thank you so much. And before we go, everyone, I need to bring on my co-producer, the big brain behind Frock Talk Television, which is the fabulously talented Dr. Miss Sue Ferreira, who doesn't like to take a compliment. So I like to share because she's so gifted and so talented. And I believe she is helping us all reinvent our lives and our purpose and also get our message out there. But before I go further, I just want to bring Sue on so she can share a little bit with you before we sign off for today. Sue, come on down and share your big brain because we all need you.
Oh, you can see my big brain, right? Joe, I'll pay you later. I pay you the monthly to say things. It's just an honor for me to be here with Kucki and Joe, because I too know the importance of joy, the importance of persistence, and the importance of living your dream. You really meant something to me, Kucki, when you said your mother didn't achieve her dreams. I'm going to get choky. Part of my rationale is my dad didn't. And my mother died first. And my dad's last few years were always, I wish I had. And he could have done. It was the classic, I coulda, I shoulda, I didn't. And I will never, ever be in that situation either. To me, it's an immense sadness that my dad died with regrets. And I just love that both of you inspire others to live their best life and follow their passions and joys. So that's my bit. And I'm just honored to know you both.
Thank you. What she doesn't say is how she can help you get your message out to the world, because that's how Sue is. Sue is one of those people. She's one of those people you want to have in your corner, and she can teach you. The reason Frock Talk Television is on the air is because of Sue Ferreira. So, Sue, thank you again. And to my lovely, inspiring as well guest, Kucki Low, I love the both of you. I love what you stand for, and I love what you're doing in the world. And so for those of you watching, if you're struggling, know this. It's just a moment in time. It doesn't define who you are, and it doesn't define your life. Don't live with regrets. Stand up, step into your life, and I promise you, everything changes. Not overnight, but it will change. So until we see you again, have a wonderful day, have a frockalicious day, and take care.